All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Dying times here. No, it's actually episode 15 of the 1/6 pack. We made it to 15 episodes, more than there were months in 2019, which is pretty cool. It means we got a couple in 1 month. I think that was early on. It's been a little time off here. The holidays have kind of kicked all our asses, and there's been a lot going on, but we got a lot of shows that we want to do around the return of Skywalker and all the news that's come out in the last couple of weeks. Just the first week of, not even the first week, the first 3 days of 2020. A lot of stuff dropping. So we're going to do all that stuff. And maybe even next week, we're going to do another show. This week, however, we're going to go back in time. And we are going to talk about the 2019 best 1/6 figures. We're going to put together live here our top 5, ultimate top 5 lists. Each of us have put together a top 5 list. We're going to go through the contenders in those lists. You're going to give us some contenders. We're going to have an audience choice vote, or we're just going to look and see what the consensus is. And we'll hopefully at the end, we'll come up with the top 5 list of the top 5 figures of 2019. So without further ado, below me, Tom, I have Watu, and TJ, Capes and Rifles. How are you, TJ?
Wonderful.
What are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking Einstock Icelandic White's Ale.
Nice.
They were out of Coors Light. I had to settle for this.
That's your upscale alternative to Coors Light, basically. That's your go-to, your second go-to.
Guinness.
Is that not upscale? Is that like the Coors Light of
Iceland?
Of Iceland?
I'd say that's upscale.
Yeah. Wow, you have me thinking now.
That could be. You know what I mean? It's like like Red Stripe is the Budweiser of the islands, and
is it really?
Yeah,
they say that. That's their sales pitch.
It's pretty crappy.
Not really a sales pitch.
It's not.
It's really not.
You know what? I got to be honest. I haven't had Red Stripe in probably a decade, so I wouldn't.
Me either. At least a decade. Yeah. Oh, we got some people coming in. Lenny, what's up, Lenny? What's up, Nestor?
It's Billy. He's done working out, so he's joining us.
Tom, what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking the ever elusive beer that I have been chasing for a long time, and then since moving to San Diego, I find it now all the time. Pliny the Elder.
Oh my God! Is that easy to find now?
It's here. I find it everywhere here now, all the time. So
really,
yeah. I mean, I know they're around here anyway, though, like the brewing company. So,
was that not the beer that you had to go to like a monastery to get at one point?
The Trappist? They don't make a Trappist ale. Are you talking about like a Trappist?
Oh, maybe I'm thinking about that.
Yeah. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. I remember that story. Yeah. No, this isn't that. This is
okay. I thought Pliny the Elder was like really, really hard to find at one point. Like
it has been for a very long time. So the reason why I jokingly say that the ever elusive is because about 5-6 years ago, my friend started talking up this beer, and every year has been like, it's in California. You should be able to find it. And I went to every store that even had said they had it. And then they were like, oh, no, sorry, we're all sold out. We've been sold out. And then they'll like, you get on a list and they'll let you know when it comes in again.
Okay.
And they'll call and then I'll go and they're like, no, we sold out right before you got in. So it's like, I've been chasing it forever. Mm-hmm. And now I just find it. So either they figured out their supply and demand situation, or it's just more commonly placed.
And it's just that one style.
Yes. Well, they also make Pliny the Younger. And yes, it is the Russian River Brewing Company, James. So, yeah, they also make Pliny the Younger, but that's only on draft, I believe. So Pliny the Elder is in bottle. Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. This is, I believe, one of our listeners of the show, Steph. She lives near Russian River Brewing Company.
I have Duclaw Brewing Company's Sweet Baby Jesus. That's the name, Sweet Baby Jesus.
Sweet Baby Jesus.
And I try to usually theme them. I don't have a theme for this one except maybe, I don't know, Sweet Baby Jesus. It's 2020. There's a decade that went past this there. sweet baby Jesus. There's a lot going on in the world, but we're not. It's not.
This is our escapism.
Yeah, exactly. It's not Fox News. We're here to talk about 1/6 figures and have a good time.
Yeah.
All right, kids. Let's move on. We've done the introductions here, so that's us. That's our IG tags. If you want to go follow us and take a look at some of the shit that we do, you're going to see some of the pictures. We're going to use a couple of stock shots of these figures, but since a lot of the figures on our list, as you might expect, but not all, are figures that we own, we've all taken pictures of them. So we've used some of our images for some of the shots here. So
I felt like when you were throwing out the call for this idea for the show, I was thinking about it. I'm like, there's a couple of figures that I want to put on my list that I don't own, but I can't fully speak to them if I haven't played with them in person myself.
Yeah.
So all the ones on my list were like ones that I own, but yeah.
Yeah, some of them on mine I don't, but I've seen enough of them and heard enough good things about that I just, and there were things that I was like on the fence about a lot about purchasing. And there's some that didn't quite make the cut. Let me preface this by saying these are all licensed figures from companies that have the licenses for them. We talk about unlicensed stuff on the show because it's out there. I mean, we're not condoning it. I bought stuff, but for this, I mean, just figured the way to go is, and also beyond the licensed stuff, there's too much. There's kits and there's sculpts and there's clothing sets, and it's very hard to like say that it's a solid figure. There's not a lot of solid figures. Not a lot of those are very good contenders, really. Anyway, most of them are pretty, on the lower, cheaper side. But they weren't in the running, just in case you're
like. I would happily consider one of another friend of the show, Sabrina's, like Doctor Strange, as one of my figures of the year, because hers is like a special one-off thing, and it's an amazing thing.
That's not a bad idea. Like that's something we could do for a future show in terms of having people submit like customized versions of of figures, which should be really just really cool actually to see.
Yeah.
So somebody write that down.
I love to see like all the stuff that kind of goes into like, here is my one custom figure, like let's say Steel Shields, like most recently his custom K figure, and then like all the different stuff that went into it. Like, okay, this person sculpted this person painted this is a jacket from so and so, and kind of like do the bullet points, because it's kind of nice to kind of figure out how people piece together that ultimate figure that they have. You know?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, TJ and I have experience in that, and we could, go through some of that. I'd like to get some people on there who do the customizations, painting, the herring and things like that. Like we had Doggy Doc on talking about some of the accessories, but somebody that actually goes and does some of the customizations for the figures. So we'll definitely put that one down as a possible future show. But for now, let's move on. This is what's coming up. Our 2019 top 5 figure picks. Let's get on with it. Neo made a list. We'll get to our list, our specific list at the end. TJ, you own this?
I do. I got it.
Tell us.
Last year anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really, really like the figure. I think for me, it's an amazing likeness. I like all the accessories. It comes with like 25 guns or whatever. I've just never had enough time to like really pose it and shoot it well. But like it's right here.
Well, this is your shot right here. That's a great shot.
I know, but I wanted to do like the cool like double guns and effects and shit. Just haven't had a chance to. But I think it's very underrated.
Yeah. I saw a lot of people jumping on this though.
Yeah, so. I thought like honestly for Neo, like for a movie that came out how long ago, when this got announced, I saw like a lot of people like really get really excited about it, and even more so when they teased Agent Smith and all this other stuff. So I was shocked actually, because like it's been a while. It had 2 movies that weren't as well received as the first, but yeah, the figure came out.
I think it was just a long time coming. I mean, there was the original Hot Toy, right? I mean, way back in the day.
Yeah.
And then that was it. And there was nothing but customs out there. And there was some great Agent Smith customs. There was some good Neo customs. But everybody was clamoring for this. And it's just something that had to be done. And they did a great job. I don't know. I know we had Doggy Doc on talking about his sunglass replacement. So I don't know if there was an issue with the sunglasses or something, or they just weren't quite accurate, or what was the deal? Do you know, TJ?
You mean like the stock versus the?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why was like the secondary glasses? Like
initially when I got it, like I put the glasses on, I was like, oh, these look pretty amazing. And then, like talking to Sabrina, I got the custom glasses. I got 2 different versions, and it's almost night and day. Like I feel like the stock glasses were just kind of chunky.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So they had too thick was the issue.
Thick, wide, just too big.
Gotcha.
What's
in the picture here? Are these the stock or these the Doggy Doc?
Those are Doggy Doc.
Gotcha. Yeah, they look great. And I can see what you're saying, because the inset picture is the stock shot, and I can see right there that they look
big.
Definitely thicker and bigger.
They look more like Will Smith and Men in Black than
Yeah. All right, so part of like going through this too, you can see it right there. That's really clear. Man, those look great. You did a great job. Another Capes and Rifles original on the right here. So part of what we're going to do is go through this and talk about the good points, talk about the bad points, so that we can at the end, evaluate everything and pick our top 5. So that's Neo. It's a great looking figure. I was never a huge Matrix fan, like the first movie. The other 2 didn't do anything for me, so it just kind of doesn't come together as something that I need to have on the shelf. Although it would be nice, if I had extra money floating around.
He's a figure that I want to shoot more than I need a representation of Neo on my shelf.
That's a good. That's a good way to put it.
But boy, I do definitely want to shoot him, because like when the first Matrix movie came out, blew me away. Like I think I was a senior in high school at the time, things like that. It was like, oh my God, this is the future. It changed movies for a while.
Right.
And then the subsequent releases, I didn't find as favorable in my eye. So in my head, like it kind of went down, though I played even the Matrix video game and stuff like that. Like the Rise of, I forget what it was called.
Yeah. I mean, the concept was incredible and that movie was incredible. And the other 2 weren't bad. It just lost me. You know what I mean? It just lost me somewhere in there. So, I just didn't feel the need.
But man, such a cool looking figure. A lot of great possibility. Clearly, I don't think I noticed, TJ, until I'm seeing this right now. But like, you did a great thing with your watermark in that photo that I did not realize it was a part of the graphics in the back.
Oh, dude, that is awesome! Look at that. I didn't notice that until now either.
Yeah, like I commend intelligent use of watermarks, and that is very intelligent. Well done.
I was very proud of that. I thought it was like the first thing people saw.
Oh, I didn't even notice it until now, and I remember the shot when you posted it like a long time ago.
Oh man, I feel like I've accomplished a lot. I'm gonna check out, guys. I'll see you later.
I mean, you have said more this episode already than I think you've said in the past 4. So
definitely go out on a high note for sure. All right, so that is Neo. That's contender number 1. Contender number 2. And this is a hot contender for sure. Scarlet Spider, the exclusive. What is this? The SDCC exclusive, or
it's a toy. I think it was toy.
Toy Fair.
Yeah, they call the Toy Fair exclusive, but it's not the same Toy Fair that we have here in the States. It's like an Asian market Toy Fair.
Right. Gotcha. I wish I could get rid of that. That's killing me.
It is an exclusive. It's like they always do like either 4 or 5 every year.
Right.
One of those.
So this was $250. This was something I looked at. I had not, and still have not, because I don't have a PlayStation, played the game. But it's like I like the upper half of this a lot, and the lower half just threw me off. It just it's not the lower half itself. It's just the whole aesthetic together.
Is it too like comic booky?
No, I mean comic bookie's fine. It's a cool. Like, I guess perfect. I had never read the comic with this character in it.
Okay.
So the first time I saw this was video game wise, and only through screenshots and things like that. And then this came out, and And man, I really wish I could get rid of this line around this. But anyway, so I mean, it just the overall thing looks really cool. I don't know, just something threw me off about it. But I sat there and I put it in my cart and I didn't take action and it was gone. So I was like, it's not something I had to have, so I'm fine. But now I'm kind of like, I don't know.
You could sell one of your Anakins.
Never. No, of course. Yeah, no, I gotta sell an Anakin. But I love the accessories that come with it. I mean, that alone was great stuff to have.
Yeah, the accessories on this are like still one of my favorite groupings of accessories to ever come with a Hot Toys figure. It's just like it covers a gamut from food to everyday items like a phone, a camera, which for the photographers in the room is like such a huge thing. Like I always want to use someone taking photos and stuff and like pictures, things like that. Now I actually have one that scales with my favorite scale to shoot. Like I didn't have a camera before. And this one's great. And even has like little Spider-Man symbols on like the whatchamacallit that goes around it. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it.
No, I know you're a big fan. And I guess the articulation was good too.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it so I still think that other than the new game figures, I think that their Amazing Spider-Man 2 Spider-Man still has the best articulation in terms of stretch for a Spider-Man figure. Like I can compress that one down way further than all my other Spider-Man figures. And like the legs can kind of go higher and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have like as good of the ankle rocking joint. It doesn't have the ball.
Yeah, I remember you pointing that out. Yeah.
So there's like a lot of stuff like that, but this one has that stuff, and it's like it's really, really good. It's like one of the best. I don't know, it has better articulation in other ways. Like the head can kind of go all the way back because it's a magnetic head.
Oh wow, really?
I think so. Yeah.
Wow, cool.
He's right here. Oh no, it's not magnetic, but it does go all the way back.
Does the neck move separately, or is it?
Yes, the neck moves. So it's the head is separate. The neck is a separate piece.
That's the best.
You can do full range with this guy.
I love that.
There's a wire in the hood. Like there's just so much in this guy that.
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, I kind of regret it, and then I kind of like I don't know. It's I'd put it up there and I'd love it, and then I'd probably need the rest of the video game stuff. So. It's probably a good thing that I didn't get it, but it looks incredible. Another Capes and Rifles shot there. That was Tom's shot, actually. Oh no,
none of these are mine.
Oh, wait, I thought I had your shot in here. I got it at the end. Sorry, I thought I had it in here. Anyway, Tom's taking some great shots of this as well.
I haven't taken enough. Like that's my problem. Like I love this figure. Like clearly, it's within reach of me at all times. It's like it's right here, and it's my number one figure of the year, and it's just like I just haven't had. I don't know. I've been experimenting with so many other like figure lines and things like that I haven't taken a lot with him, but he's just one that brings me joy just seeing on my shelf and like detail.
He looks positively beefy there in your shot, TJ.
Yeah,
it's a beefy figure.
Yeah, I guess so. It doesn't. I mean, when it's all stretched out and stuff, it doesn't look that way, but it's definitely a different body type than your standard Spider-Man for sure.
Yeah, I kind of like it because, like, as you're pointing out, it's like when TJ, the shot that you have here on the left, it's more of like that compressed when someone actually would look beefy, but when you stretch him out, he looks like slender Spider-Man.
Yeah,
it works in both ways. It's the same body, I think, as the advanced suit.
Yeah.
Is it a seamless body under there, or at least the arms?
No.
Which
is nice because I don't fear. There's one of my favorite things about this figure. Is again like versus the Homecoming suit Spider-Man is I don't fear leaving him in a pose. I can pose him and he's fine. The suit,
that material looks a lot more flexible and just something that's going to retract and retain its shape over some of that shiny Spider-Man stuff. All right, so that's the Scarlet Spider. Moving on to contender number 3, Darth Maul Hot Toys. Exclusive or not, I mean, I put the exclusive shot in here, but and that's Tom's shot on the inset. This guy made your list, Tom?
My number 2. Yeah. Love him.
He made my list as well. I don't even own him. but I toyed with I've got the Sideshow one, and I like it a lot. It's the body's a little, Sideshow bodies are never great, but I found the cape for or the cloak for him from the old Sideshow version separately, and I've got the the binoculars from that piece too. So I kind of have a full Maul that I like, and I was like, do I need this? I do like that second head sculpt.
The second head sculpt, like it was one that when they first showed it off in the pictures, I was like, I don't know if that really looks like him, but it looks like a sculpt.
Yeah.
But when I got it in hand, I'm like, this really works. Like it really does look like him. It has that right kind of level of rage.
Okay.
Being able to, have the Pierce system in there, so you can move the eyes to have it look wherever you want.
That's nice. That's nice, especially with this figure. It's got a lot of expression on it, as you'll see in some of the other shots Tom's taken. TJ, I don't know. No, you don't have Maul, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
He didn't make your list though.
He probably would have been like top 6. It was honestly between Maul and like Neo. I just
Okay.
have a personal like preference for Neo.
So this guy was in and out of my cart forever, and now I'm toying with the idea of getting the solo Maul, just because I think that's what we're going to see in the new series coming up.
I hope so.
And that looks great too. I mean, I don't know if I need a Maul for every Anakin that I have. So maybe I do.
Yeah, I think you do. I mean, you definitely need more of the better character than the worst character. So you should have more.
I know.
Wow.
It's an accident that I have that many.
Is it? Is it though?
Yeah, no, it is.
Times you've said that it's an accident means it's not an accident.
No, it is. It is. I'm not a prequel guy. I don't really enjoy the prequels, and yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, this is just it's a great looking figure, and
I have the Sith speeder because I have the deluxe edition. I just haven't done any shots with it yet, but it's great. Like it's in my display. It's nice. It's huge. It looks really nicely detailed. He comes with the little the seeker droid that he sends out after Anakin as well, and that's really freaking cool. Like there's not much about this figure that I don't absolutely love. When I opened it, I was already excited for it because this was when they showed this off at Comic-Con. Coming out of Comic-Con, this was my figure of that show.
Mm-hmm.
And when it arrived, I was like, okay, this is going to be great. And then I opened it. It far exceeded my expectations.
Yeah. No, it looks great. I mean, again, I like the sculpt on the Sideshow. I might like the standard sculpt on the Sideshow one a little bit better than the standard sculpt on this one. Although the Paris system is great. I bought the Sith droids, the 3 of them separately that were Sideshow. So I had everything. I don't have the bike, but I keep looking at it. And the only one thing that I would have wished that they could have done I know why they do it, is the grooves in the face as the guidelines for the paint.
Yeah.
What they did on the Sideshow one as well. And I guess there's just no way around that in terms of mass producing this. I just wish they could have made them a little less prominent or something. It's one of the things that bugs me when shooting close-ups of it is I'll go in and Photoshop them all out if I can, or if I want to take the time to.
I actually I know that it's not movie accurate, but I kind of really like them because they catch the light and it just adds another little level of texture to it,
Yeah, I'm not sure people even realize it sometimes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I photoshopped them out one time and in the Sideshow one, and people were like, wow, this looks, real. And I don't know if anybody thought that that was the reason, you know what I mean? I'm not sure that it registered with anybody. So it didn't even register with me when I first got the Sideshow one. That oh yeah, these grooves, but it looks fantastic. The screaming face is great to have. I'm thinking the clothing looks really, really good. Obviously,
I love the clothing. And TJ, correct me if I'm wrong here. I'm not, or just tell me if you agree. I'm not the biggest fan of his robe. It's very thick in a way that it doesn't hang just right to me.
It's stiff and just awkward.
It's very stiff. It's very big. It kind of looks like an old timey judge came out in a big poofy kind of black outfit.
I had the same issue.
Yeah, I honestly just put that in a different drawer, and it's not on my Maul because I like Maul without the cloak anyway.
Oh, see, I love the cloak, and the Sideshow one drapes really nicely. It's got that it does have that crinkly feel at the bottom, but it sits. Maybe it's just a lighter material. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, this one's definitely. It's a thick material. It's like it feels weighty. It feels really nice in the hand. Like it feels like it's a quality piece of material. It's on the figure. It just doesn't drape the way that I want my Sith robes to drape.
Lenny's saying if it was the same material as Dooku's cape, it would be nicer. Dooku, well, I mean, we're not going to give away everything, but Dooku was another thing I considered. I didn't put him in here, but I just didn't see enough of him. But that's an interesting point. Okay. Let's move on. All right, another big contender, Iron Man Mark 50 from Hot Toys, came out Q1. This is an early contender, and this is another. Is that Tom? Is that yours? That's your shot.
That's me in the background. Yeah,
yep. It's beautiful, gorgeous lighting.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean a lot. I mean Iron Man, you just get a lot. I mean they're $400, so you expect a lot, but you do get a lot with a lot of moving parts, a lot of light up parts. No die cast on this though, or was it? Or was there?
It's die cast. Yeah.
Oh, it is die cast. Yeah. Okay.
That's actually, I mean, that has to be the reason why he hit. Well, there's two reasons why I'm imagining that he hit the 400 price point, and I think that this is the reason why the next version also is the same price point. Is it's a mixture of die-cast plus all new engineering for Iron Man, where when you bend like certain parts of his arms, different parts slide into position to kind of hide joints and things like that, so it looks a little bit more seamless in different poses. Of course, not all of the joints do that, but there's more in this than any of the Iron Man figures that I have seen in person or own.
Does that blow your mind sometimes? Like what, the amount of work that they put into Iron Man figures, some of the Iron Man figures.
Get bashed on the internet? Yes, it blows me away. Yeah.
What's that?
To then only get bashed on the internet for putting out more Iron Man figures? Yes. I think that.
Yeah, no, I'm not bashing him for putting them out. I'm just in terms of putting effort into some other things that kind of maybe fall a little short.
I think it's a lot of it is they've said that Iron Man is like their number 2 seller. Yeah. He's huge on their revenue, so of course they want to make sure they put that. I think that when people think of Hot Toys, one of the things I think of right now is the best Iron Man figures that you can get.
Yeah.
And they're not wrong thinking that. Like they're all into it.
They're internationally beloved. It's like Star Wars just isn't an Asian. There's no Asian market for Star Wars.
If Iron Man is the number 2 seller, what's number 1?
Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow.
It's crazy.
All right.
I know.
Crazy.
But TJ, what? How many Iron Man figures do you have? You have a bunch, don't you?
Too many. Fuck. Just realized the other day. I realized I had way too many Luke Skywalkers. I have way too many Iron Man figures.
Yeah, I got a lot of Luke Skywalkers too. And you got the crate one too.
Yeah. You have the crate, the old man, this other
crate,
old man Luke.
Both old man Luke.
Both old man Lukes.
Yeah. Endor. Jedi, which is basically a duplicate. Bespin, which is 2. You got your clean, your battle damaged.
And yet, you have not seen the Return of Skywalker.
It's also not called the Return of Skywalker, so let's just pump the brakes on that. It's the Rise of Skywalker.
I'm sorry, the Rise of Skywalker. Sorry.
No, I'm busy, man. Like it's the holidays. I got people to see, shit to do.
All right. Yeah, the Mark 7. Is it the Mark 7? That's the first one I'm getting.
Is it?
Yep.
Did you order?
Yep. It's on order.
Oh.
Some more great stuff from both of these guys. It's TJ on the left, Tom on the right. Beautiful. I mean, they're beautiful shots, man. I mean, beautiful shots, and it's a great looking figure. I tend to like the less smooth looking armor. I like the more traditional, classic, maybe chunkier, blockier armor. But there's no denying it's a gorgeous looking figure.
That's one of the reasons why I wanted this one, because I have the original Mark 7. Unfortunately, not the diecast. I'm not going to upgrade either because I already have the Mark 7. But like that's one of my favorite of the more traditional looking Iron Man armors. And I also wanted a more like this is him in his organic looking, most high tech as you can get looking armor. And
Right.
when I ordered this, I didn't think that they were going to change his armor for Endgame. I mean, I should have thought, obviously, they want to sell more toys that they were going to change.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that one, of course, ended up being even more perfect. I have that one on pre-order. But
Right.
I decided to keep this one because of, I showed you before the show, I have the accessory pack for this.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a lot of stuff that you can kind of do with it. And it's really
Yeah.
cool. And I just like, in my head, it's like, so I have the Mark 7, it's the classic. I have this that's like the more modern. And then the Mark 50. No, this is the 50. So what's the one from Endgame?
85.
85.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I don't know where the other 35 went, but the Mark 85 is like a mix of the two. It's like a perfect harkens back to the classic color style.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
also
yeah.
has like the more organic style of the new.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I needed that one too. So like those are my 3 perfect bookending Iron Man figures.
Side note, what about the battle damage one? Anybody picking that up?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
That was kind of a bummer that wasn't like swappable.
That's my point. Yes.
Yeah.
Because I
or even a kit, like you said, like an accessory kit or something.
That's what it should have been. Like, if I understand, this figure came out the 407 price point. The other one is $2, sure, whatever. If you don't want to make it cost $500 to throw in the extra parts, then just do the kit on the side. You've already shown that you can do that as an accessory.
Do the DX version or do the kit on the side. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, to get that one look, I know there's going to be they'll sell out of that, I'm sure. But another what? Is it $400 or is that a lower price?
Which
one?
Which one?
The battle damage one from Infinity War.
I think it's the same price, right?
Crazy.
Yeah.
But he has that new head that they put on for that battle damage one looks great. Really good. Clearly, he has the battle damage nano gauntlet too, which is cool.
It's literally one scene though.
I know.
Like you have to pose him on his knees with the hand up in the air, and that's it.
That's exactly the main reason why when a lot of people when they showed that one off are like, I'm canceling my order of the regular 85 for this one. I'm like, that's exactly why I'm not going to cancel it because like for my shelf, I want the clean one, but for a picture every now and again, I would love the battle damage, but that's not how I'm going to display them.
Right.
But
Kelvin, 50 is your least favorite diecast. Please explain.
I'm going to imagine that it's because it's the organic looking armor, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, it looks like I still prefer the phase 1 ones. Okay. All right. Still debating. James is still debating the damaged 85.
It looks good. It looks real good. I don't fault anybody for choosing that one over the regular one either. It's like, I get it. And of course, if you're going to pose them in your case, you could easily do that one iconic scene that I've seen like 4 different statues of now.
Yes.
That's the scene, right?
I mean, for me, you'd be better served having a statue, although it's probably more expensive.
Yes, it most likely is.
All right, moving on. Bumblebee. Tom, this is your pick. I remember your little bit of drama with this.
And also, I think I should bring up the fact that he's not technically 1/6 scale because Bumblebee is way bigger than your average human.
Right, but it was put out as a 1/6 figure because
he was put out as their own scale, DLX scale, but he is in scale with, if you were to say the Optimus that is coming out is the same height of a 1/6 scale figure. So I'm putting him in
not 1/6 scaled for Optimus. He is probably 1/32 scaled for Optimus or something like that.
Right. Yeah. Optimus.
54th.
Yeah, exactly. Because Optimus, a human should come up to his ankle.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm putting him in 1/6 scale because he's the same height of figures of that. And
we'll allow it.
He's great. He's very detailed. I love him. Mine did come broken. 3A was great though. They took 3 months to get it to me, but they did send me the replacement parts, so he's all good and all fixed up now. I do think that There's some qualms I have with the figure as a whole. He's very, very fragile. He's die-cast metal with some plastic, and the plastic bits are very fragile plastic. But as far as like someone who grew up with the classic Transformers and whatnot, and hated the Michael Bay designs for the old movies, when they finally made Bumblebee a Volkswagen Bug again, I was ecstatic, and I thought that, like, when I saw this, I'm like, I loved it. I saw the movie, I really enjoyed the movie, and when I saw this figure, I'm like, he looks perfect.
Yeah,
like that is the Bumblebee I want. And then he came again, really smart engineering, the same way how Hot Toys does with Iron Man. You move like any of the joints, things move around. You actually see the gears and pistons in his leg move with the joints. So it's just really, there's a lot of cool stuff.
Is this they did an Optimus Prime?
Yes,
3A before this, right?
Well, okay, so they've done a bunch. They did the Optimus Prime, that's a much larger version. He's huge. Like he's probably quarter scale, in line with the quarter scale Hot Toys. They are now coming out with well, actually, he's just released, so I should have mine soon because I pre-ordered him as well. The 12-inch size version. Okay. So he's coming, and they just announced.
That's not in scale with Bumblebee, though, right? Because
yes,
Bumblebee
it is.
Is it?
Bumblebee is going to be Bumblebee
would be smaller, though.
He's okay. So this Bumblebee is 8 inches tall. Okay, but the Optimus in the same line is 12 inches, which is the height of your normal Hot Toy. Okay, so it's like it's a scale that you have to imagine. The tall guys, the big guys, the regular sized robots are the size of a Hot Toy. This is a lot to kind of go around for me to try to fit him into this whole 1/6.
It's fine. He's already in here. It's already made the cut. So
yeah. But I don't know. I was taken with him. The issues I had, like, I was really hurt by the fact that it arrived damaged just because of how much I liked the look of this figure. Yeah. And I want to do more pictures of him.
I mean, it's amazing that you can get that pose out of that right there. Your shot is gorgeous on the left, let me say, first of all, and they should have more shots like that because their promo shots are terrible.
They show off the figure well, though. I think their promo shots.
They show off the movement of the figure well.
Yes, which is what I, as a buyer, want to see. I mean, I love the blogger shots when they come out from Hot Toys, but that's not what's going to get me to buy the shots.
No, but I want a mix. I want something. Yeah. I know what's behind the camera, so I know the bullshit that's going on there. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I want to be wined and dined a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I want to I get it. He moves and it looks great on a black background, but tell me a little bit. But yeah, that's an incredible pose that it can create there. 2 heads. Do I have this price right?
Well, yeah, you do.
That's insane.
Yep. Again,
the fact that it came broken even isn't that bad for 145. 3A. I've had my thing with 3A in the past with things coming completely destroyed. But they are good about replacing things. They are slow about it, but they are good about it.
You have to email them at least 5 different times to remind them that you're waiting. 33 points of articulation, if I'm not incorrect, which is ridiculous for a 1/6 scale, and like
incredible.
Yeah,
I'm not a Transformers fan, but I would. I don't know. I consider getting this. It's pretty cool, man.
Light up eyes in both heads too. So,
what's the Optimus? What's the prime on the price on the Optimus?
Optimus, because he's bigger, he's $195, I believe.
That's still really good.
Yeah, and he's super detailed, and like I said, Optimus is the height of your standard 1/6 scale figure. Yeah. So if it were sideshow pricing this, it would have been $260, I think, for Optimus. But it's not, luckily.
And this is a stylized classic Optimus, or this isn't the Bay Optimus?
No, this is the Bumblebee movie, which took the classic G1 designs and just spiced them up for...
Oh, I didn't even realize he was in that. I have not seen the movie yet.
That movie rectifies a lot of the Michael Bay travesty.
Wow, that's awesome.
And it's like, here's what they looked like before they got to Earth and adopted, like, Optimus got flames and all this crazy stuff. And he looks like the G1 Optimus with just more design flair.
Cool. They do not transform, though.
No, they don't. They don't transform. And as Lenny's pointing out, Soundwave, who is my favorite Decepticon, he's coming out, I'll be getting Soundwave. And if they teased Shockwave, I will be getting Shockwave as well because I love Shockwave. Shockwave and Soundwave are my two favorite villains.
I would have shown a picture of Soundwave, but you know how that works out for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I know what Soundwave looks like. Actually, I had Soundwave.
He has a cassette player in his chest. He's the most classic.
I had him. All right, moving on. Bucky Barnes. This was nominated by TJ.
It was.
And most of these, except for the inset shot, I think are TJ shots. So tell us about them, TJ.
I was a huge fan of the sculpt. I thought it just fucking looked phenomenal. Very light on the accessories, but then again, like,
yeah, I had a hard time coming up with even 3, man. It's
like all he had in the movies was like a machine gun with unlimited bullets, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't even see. Actually, no, he did use the knife in Infinity War.
That's the problem. It's almost like you want him to come with a rocket or something like that, so you can just pick him up and spin him around or something.
Or be cheaper. You know, they could make him a little bit cheaper since he doesn't come with a whole lot. But they don't.
243, I have to say, is a bit high for. I mean,
look at the sculpt. That sculpt is one of their best sculpts that they've done.
Yeah.
Recently.
But did they pay extra for that or something? So that
maybe they did. Who knows?
I would have. I know your feelings, Tom, but I would have wanted rooted hair for this, honestly. But it probably wouldn't have looked as good, or partially rooted hair, something. I don't know.
If it weren't Hot Toys doing the rooting hair, then yeah, I would agree with you.
I know.
Seeing what Hot Toys can do with rooted hair, and I'm not impressed.
I just always look at these things, and I'm like, I'm not going to be able to turn that head. I'm not going to be able to put it down.
TJ, you can turn the head really easily, right? Because his hair looks like it stops above the shoulder. You might
turn it fairly well, but on the instructions it says like if you like do it too abruptly, you might scratch the shoulder guard or the plate, whatever it's called.
Oh, is that like one of those like plasticky leather feeling things?
Yeah,
that's what always scares me, man.
Yeah, I kind of wish that he didn't have that in the design. That way, it could have been the cloth, so you didn't have to worry about it.
The only thing I really dislike about the figure is when I got it, I didn't realize that it had like foam between the hair and like the side of the face. So I took like a macro shot of it, and I was like, "What the hell?"
To hold it off?
It was just part of like the packaging.
Yeah, just to protect the hair from scratching the head in pack.
Yeah.
Oh, you just didn't take it off for the.
I didn't even realize it was
it's not like the figure. This is really funny.
I did that once with a shot. I have to say, left a piece of plastic on it
for like 20 minutes.
Instead of retaking the shot, I like that you spent all that time doing Photoshop.
Yeah,
is that color that armor? And it's just me like not really paying attention. Apparently, is that correct for his arm?
Is what correct?
I mean, is it a little too dark, or is that about right the way it was?
Mine is shinier.
Well, this is your shot, right? No, these aren't your shots.
Hot Toy shots.
Yeah,
you're right. Yeah, your shots on the front. I don't show the arm. I think I have one of yours at the end too. But that yours looks shinier than that.
Yeah, it's right here actually.
Do we want to give this the award for best sculpt of Hot Toys for this year?
Probably should. I mean, it's not an official thing that we're doing, but I would say unofficially, yeah, I would say that's probably. Let's see, TJ.
That does look nice and shiny.
It's.
Oh wow, yeah.
Okay. It really catches the light really nicely.
Wow,
because it looks so dull in the pictures that you were just showing.
They did no service to that in these shots.
That could be because these are prototype pictures. We might just not, they might not have had that gloss on.
Possibly, yeah, possibly. Yeah, let's see. Is it sculpt of the year?
Oh, Lenny's pointing out Thanos and Shuri. They're both amazing sculpts as well. I agree.
Shuri was incredible too. Yeah.
Oh, Strange. I am. We'll get to that when that pops up. I do not agree with that.
What?
Lenny said Doctor Strange.
No,
I don't think the new one is that good.
I think it's all right. We'll wait till.
Yeah, we'll talk to that later.
All right. This is a bit of a technicality because I think the street date on this was Q4 2018, but it was like just coming out from Asmus at that point, and I didn't get mine till Q1. I don't think the US street date was Q1, so I'm giving it a pass. And because it was a great figure, and we needed some not Hot Toys figures on here, and this is just an incredible figure. Outside of Gimli, I think this is one of the best things they put out from the Lord of the Rings. Well, this is the Hobbit, but the Lord of the Rings genre
universe
figures. Incredible hair. I mean, it takes some work, but I love the fact that it's got rooted hair.
He's wearing the same hair product that I wear in my hair. My figure and I use the same product.
Dax wax.
No, not Dax wax.
my Thorin is using gel. My Thorin is sporting Dax wax. So yeah, I usually wax the hair because it just keeps it in control. But yeah, I mean, Asmus just does an amazing job with the clothing of these figures. It's so perfectly detailed, and they find incredible materials for 90% of the time. Gimli's armor chainmail was a weakness, but
really
you can overlook it.
Amazing. So this was almost on my top 5, but it was honestly just the technicality of it being 2018 figure that I was like, I'll put on a different figure. But I'm glad he arrived here because in the show, because I love this figure.
Yeah. And you own him.
Yeah, I own him, and he was my first Asmus figure. That's
ever. That's right. I think we were on the air goading you into buying.
I bought him while recording.
I think you bought him while recording. Yeah, that's right. That's right. This is probably the first 1/6 pack purchased figure. TJ, you still don't have Thorin? Not picking him up? Got to draw the line somewhere.
I don't really have a line.
Well, that's true.
Like I look around, I have purchases that I'm like, I'm not gonna get that, and then like a month later, I was like, I got it, guys. You know what I think like kind of put me off is you guys kind of gave me a heads up about all the hair futzing.
It's a lot of futzing.
That wasn't that much futzing.
I have like Black Widow figures and like Scarlet Witch figures that like just look like crazy.
It depends. It depends on how far you want to go, and B, the pose he's in. Because you really have to move the hair and kind of futz with the hair if you turn his head, and because you need it split so that some hangs on the front, some hangs in the back, and you're going to need more of it or less of it depending on where his head is turned. So you're going to have to play with it a little bit, and how this hair is. It's like you can't just simply flip it over the back. You got to mat it down a little bit, wet it down.
I'll tell you this, TJ, I don't own a tiny comb for him or anything like that. I just put some hair gel in my hair.
Me neither, yeah.
Put it in his hair. And
wait, is hair texture the same as Aragorn?
No, it's a little less wiry than that, I would say. Only because I think it's because of the length. Okay. It's more like Gandalf's hair, I would say, but even a little finer than that. It's better. I think it's one of the better materials they've used for hair. I guess if it's a different material, it may just be the length.
It was tempting, to be honest. If they another dwarf, like I would probably get Thorin and whoever that other dwarf is.
Okay.
I want Philly and Killy, and
I want the other guy. Shit, the badass.
Which one's the badass?
Huh?
Which one's the badass? Thorin's the badass.
Thorin's the badass.
No. The big bald one was the badass.
Which one?
Oh,
I it cut out for me for.
Shut up now. Hold on.
I forget who that.
Beaufort is one of my favorites. He's the one with the big hat with the doofy stuff coming off the side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I loved him the best. I would buy one of him. I would honestly like the dwarves. I love the first 2 Hobbit movies. The third one almost ruined that entire trilogy for me. It was like it just didn't feel right. But like, I'll probably get all the dwarves because I just love dwarves a lot.
Who doesn't, man?
I don't know.
Learn something new here.
Doesn't love dwarves. Dwellin. He's played by Graham McTavish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the buff one. Is that what you said? The big buff dude?
I said the bald one.
There's like the old one's the bald one too. Like there's more than one bald one.
Oh, hold on.
I know which one you're talking about. He has like the beard that kind of comes around here, and well, that's not what he looks like in the movie, but yeah.
Fucking hell! Hold on. Yeah, so guys, movies.
Trevor, are both these shots your shots, or just the one on the right?
Yeah, no, both of them are mine. Yep.
The one on the right.
He comes with a lot of good accessories. He's got that fur wrap, which if you put the coat on him, that's another futz of the hair that you got to do because it kind of sits a little higher. So
I actually, when I took him, because I took him on the toy safari I went on this year with a bunch of toy photographers, and I had done a whole bunch of shots with him
remember that
in this coat. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to spend an entire day shooting him without the coat on and like kind of get some different looks.
Yeah.
And I did. And like, I just love, oh yeah, there he is. And I just love the look of that coat on him. And like, it really fills him out so well. And it adds such a nice texture with the fur.
Yeah, he really has oh,
there's one of my shots.
That is one of your shots. Yeah. Not from that shoot though, right?
No, this is like I actually did that shot for this show when we had just purchased.
Right.
This never even appeared on anywhere else but the show.
Wasn't this on your coffee table?
Yes, it is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, I mean the coat. It's coat in both of these things, and it kind of gives him that big-shouldered badass look. It really is really cool.
He looks like the new king of dwarves, right? Like he has
a presence, man. I mean, look at that. I mean, I'm not touting my picture, but it's just like he just has this cool presence, like as in terms of a dwarf. You know what I mean? Like it's just awesome.
I will say this about the Azimuths, two figures I have Gimli and Thorin, and when I moved houses, like they are two of the only 1/6 scale figures that I brought with me in my car separately because I'm like, they're going to travel with me in a little special container that I have just for those two. And like, I kind of brought them separately, whereas other ones I let the movers move and stuff like that.
Yeah.
As we're not like leaving me, I'm like, okay, they're like more precious in a way. I love them.
Right. Yep. Love it. It's a great figure. Definitely one of Asmus's best.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. This is one of my picks and also one of my shots. This I literally just got. It just squeaked through in December. This is a Sideshow figure in the line that they did the Batman. They have Superman coming out. They have the Wonder Woman, which we've talked about, which is
the Flash as well.
Okay, the Flash. Yep, the Flash, which you love.
Lantern. I do love the Flash. Yeah.
They all look really good. I'm toying with the Batman right now because I love this figure, man. I love the look of it. It's kind of their own. It's not really their own design, but it's kind of their own design based on.
It's part of their comic book series, right? Like they're trying to do their version of the comic book version of these characters.
Exactly. This sculpt, it comes with two sculpts. The standard sculpt, which I have on the next page, if it was just that sculpt, I might have thought twice about it. It's good, but this laughing sculpt is one of the best sculpts I think I've seen this year. I mean, in terms of likeness, Bucky's probably got it all over, but just in terms of character, I love this sculpt. It's amazing. It came with some good accessories. Not a lot, but your standard Joker accessories. Not a lot. $235 is I say a fair price for two sculpts.
Two sculpts, and like you said, this one has such character to it that we don't get that much in a lot of 1/6 scale figures these days. I don't know why.
No, but it's just such a perfect comic representation. It's a little exaggerated
representation, but it also has a Cesar Romero kind of like that big gap look to him, like that he does. He laughs like really big. That's just become an iconic part of this character.
Yep, exactly. Which I think is missing from a lot of Joker figures that have come out. I mean, they've all been very morose.
My one lamenting fact about my Joker that I have, the Arkham Asylum Joker, is the fact that it's just a smile. There's no laughing Joker, and I feel like every Joker figure needs to come with a laughing face.
Absolutely. And this looks insane. I mean, he looks crazy. You know what I mean? It's not even just him laughing like he's a clown. It's maniacal.
Yeah.
The downfalls for this are, well, I broke one of the pegs right off the bat because it was impossible to get out.
Oh no.
Putting the head on, swapping the heads, it's probably, well, I'll never swap that head unless I want to do a shot. So hard.
Really?
Ridiculously hard to get it on. Oh yeah. I mean, like, I'm like, the amount of pressure that I was putting on that body and holding it, I had to let go after a minute because I was like, I'm gonna break something here.
Typically, heads are the easiest part to swap.
I know, it's ridiculous. It's so stupid, and I didn't even bother to look and see if the hole in the head was maybe too small. I've shaved out, those receivers before, but I didn't even bother because this head went on and it's not coming off probably. So this is the other head on the left there. It's good.
Yeah.
It almost doesn't. It does. It relates, and you can see how it becomes the smiling face. But there's something weird.
It doesn't look the same to me, but I can see how it could be the same person.
Yeah,
Have them side by side. I'm like, not the same person.
it's something about the eyes. They just didn't quite get the. I would have rather had them be a little squintier or something. I don't know. There's something off about it. I haven't studied it, but it's. But I mean, for the price, for what you get, the body's actually pretty solid for a sideshow body, which was surprising. I was just waiting for the floppiness to happen, but it hasn't so far. It's just the pegs and the the receivers, the connectivity of it is just not quite on par with a Hot Toy. So, but good. John Wick. Hot Toys. Tom, this was yours?
This is one of my picks. Primarily, this is one where I understand a lot of people did not think the sculpt was up to par or up to snuff for John Wick.
Wow, I think it's really good.
I think it shoots better than I think some cell phone pictures don't do this figure justice.
Never.
But I think that if you light it the right way, it's like uncanny how it can look like John Wick. But this was another figure that I really needed in my collection because A, I love the John Wick movies. B, when I saw it at San Diego, I was kind of just taken with how much stuff he comes with. He comes with so many accessories. It's like ridiculous. And I just saw a lot of potential for photography, really. So I put him on my list more for how much fun I just have shooting him than the actual maybe quality of the figure, because he does have some issues with raising the arms and things like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And TJ,
is that due to the suit or is it?
No, it's not the suit. And I don't know what happened.
What was the suit?
No, because I removed the suit jacket and everything. It's the same issue. Trust me. My
shirt.
I removed the shirt as well.
Fat suit or a t-shirt underneath or something that's holding it in place?
No, there's a flaw in the plastic of the shoulder that it gets stuck.
Wow.
And you have to force it, which you never want to force any of this stuff, right? Because I first got him. I did a shoot series with him versus Deathstroke, when I first got him, and I wanted to really do some extreme posing and stuff. So I kind of got him to that way, but I could tell that it took a little bit harder than it should have to raise the arm. And I could not get his arm back down for about 2 weeks. I would sit there watching TV every night for about a week straight, just trying to finagle the arm back down. And then I completely undress the figure down to the actual mold itself, like the actual plastic.
With the arm up.
With the
also fun. Just to undress it.
It was bad, but the figure, I love the figure. I love that every gun you can cock. You can see the bullets where they go in. You could replace the cartridges. There's just so much with them. It's such a
he comes with a shitload of stuff, which is great.
This is
TJ, you have him, but you didn't put him on your list.
It was close. It was either him or Neo.
Yeah.
You just gave Neo the edge.
He had 2 more guns.
Yeah.
Does it come with 2 more guns?
It's just simply count.
Yeah.
I will say I do wish, because this character has had a bunch of different looks over the 3 movies and whatnot. I know this is a John Wick 2 John Wick, but I wish he came with one more sculpt with his hair maybe more tussle or something like that. And just, I don't know. I feel like it's a missed opportunity to do. I'm sure we're not going to get a John Wick figure. Maybe we will for John Wick 4 or 5. I think they're doing 7 movies or something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like it could have had a little something else, but I am very, very happy with everything that came with it.
Side note, I know the technicalities of creating a sculpt, and it's not a matter of like you've got a sculpt and now it's all, because they don't bone these things or anything, like meaning they don't put bones in them like they would a body or something if you're doing a 3D animation. So it's not a matter of, hey, just make him look like he's screaming. It's resculpting stuff that you've already done. But a minor change in hair, or if it doesn't come with purrs, having the eyes to the side or a slight open mouth, not too subtle. I mean, not like SH Figure Arts where they give you that it's like this and then it's like this. It's like, why do I have two sculpts?
I was thinking with him, it should be the slicked back hair.
Yeah.
Clean face, no blood or anything like that. Kind of like him just ready for action kind of.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The slick back hair was like the key look in all the marketing for the second film and everything like that too. So it was very interesting that they didn't include that with this.
Yeah. I mean, they're always going for a relaxed look, but
yeah, I get it.
And these, just to point out that these are both of your guys' awesome shots of this figure. That's making it look amazing.
These are both me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's both yours?
Yeah. TJ was on the last page.
Sorry, you're the first one, TJ. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's hard to say. I probably should have thrown one of the promo shots in here just to show it as it was. But I mean, this.
No, I think
incredible.
Better.
Well, I'm saying with the lighting, the way you guys have lit this, it's like what Tom was saying earlier about problems with the sculpt or people complaining about it. I think it looks amazing.
Yeah.
It looks incredible.
I thought so too.
This is one figure that doesn't even live with my other Hot Toys or anything. He actually lives out. I don't have any toys really in my living room area. This is like my big, like kind of toy room. Mm-hmm. John Wick lives in my living room on like his own special display, like with all his stuff around him and everything like that. Cause like he is just a special, cool freaking character and he looks so good.
Yeah.
So,
wow. In 3 months, I'm going to have a John Wick custom.
Ooh.
John Wick custom? Full custom?
No, just a head sculpt.
Oh, okay.
I want to see it.
It's going to be a long.
You going to go for the Yunsel outfit after that, or?
No.
Hey, side note also, were you really going to get that
Kato?
That Kato Indy?
I thought this shirt looked really good.
Have you priced out Kato before, right?
I know it's. Listen, man, I have two kids.
You can buy the best shirt you own and will own for the price of that Kato Indiana Jones shirt. That's all I'm saying. I love it. They're beautiful. The jackets.
Yours is Kato, right?
Amazing, but oh my god! So
wait, you have a Kato, right?
What's that? Kato, yeah.
Yours is a Kato.
No. Mine's Yunsel.
Didn't you spend like $400 on like a dog food can or something like that? And you're trying to talk bad about him buying a T-shirt for?
You shut up. It wasn't just a can of dog food, all right? A can of fork.
Oh, was it a fork? I don't know what the fuck it was. But it's like too much money.
It comes with a fork. It comes with a fork, Tom.
It's got a music box. And
I don't care.
The leg brace. And it was basically the leg brace, but
don't you price shame TJ. Let him spend his money how he wants to spend.
I'm not price shaming him. I'm just trying to, I'm trying to save them.
That's his wife's job. All right, we're here to enable him.
You're right. Go for it, man.
Talk about Iris later after the show.
There's what's his name? Blue. Lenny probably knows. Joker. Somebody doing the Joaquin Joker outfit's going to be about $1,000.
Jesus. It's
gonna be beautiful. Though.
Can Hot Toys just freaking get on that figure? I mean, I know it's not them. I know it's.
I don't think they're marketing it, man. I don't think they're marketing anything about it.
But it's slowly killing me inside to see like all the fans of that movie go out there spending thousands of dollars or banking on this Toys era figure that now that we've seen what it looks like in production,
yeah,
like someone melted the freaking Joker and like, here you go, and it's just like.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed that I ordered
broken hearts everywhere, and I'm tired of seeing it. Just like Warner.
The clothing is looking worse and worse and worse.
Yeah. I
ordered one of the God, no, I'm blanking on his name. Who's the customizer for the 1/12 sculpts.
Old
Man.
boy,
Not man nipple.
old boy CTS.
Old boy. Thank you. Old boy did the Joker custom. Did you see that they put
Yeah,
together?
Yeah.
I actually ordered that.
Oh.
I hope that comes out good.
Hmm.
Because that may be my only Joker.
Hmm.
All right, moving on. Side note.
TJ, you want to elaborate on your?
Yeah, what are you, The Witcher?
No, I don't. No, that's
Mm.
no. It would be. Huh.
Mm.
I'll toss you a coin.
All right.
That was
Doctor
really
Strange. Doctor Strange, I think I've got Q2 on here, but I think this was Q1, as you said, TJ. I think it was right on the cosplay.
I got it like at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. I got it the same way. I got this in the weirdest box I've ever gotten it came from Sideshow, and it was like in a square box, standing upright, with the top of the box bulging out to hold the form of the box. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Didn't come with a shipper.
I've had that happen from Sideshow.
Have you?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is that?
My deluxe Boba Fett didn't come in a shipper. My
Wait. So if you didn't get it in a shipper, like what did it come with? Just a
It comes in
regular.
a bigger
It
box.
came in like a square box that wasn't even the height of the box. It was standing up with padding around it, so upright, and the top of the box was sort of not concave. It's the opposite of that.
Convex.
Yeah.
And concave.
Convex to hold the box in, like taped up. Like if anybody had just put something on top of that, the whole thing would have just compressed. It was ridiculous.
But it didn't happen, so you're fine.
Didn't happen, so I didn't complain. Probably should have.
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
feel like
fantastic figure.
the Sideshow shipper guy was like out on vacation that day or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Is nowhere in their descriptions do they say that you're entitled to get the shipper directly from Asia. So you're not. They will normally send stuff with the shipper, but sometimes they just don't have the shippers for them, so you just don't get it.
That's the first time I've never gotten the shipper from them.
I'm just tired of seeing people argue about it online. Like, it didn't come with a shipper. I want my refund. I'm like,
No. I'm fine if it doesn't come with the official shipper. If it came in another shipper, I would have been fine. If it came in something that remotely resembled the size of the box, I would have been happy.
The situation that you're describing sounds terrible. The stuff that, like, my Boba Fett came in a box that was so here. Let's imagine this is a Hot Toys box. It was just that same dimensions, just bigger, and then everything wrapped in bubble wrap, and it was
fine, totally fine. Don't care. Yep, don't care. If I go to sell it and somebody's got a problem with it, I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this was nuts. I'll show you a picture later. Anyway, after I opened the box, luckily wasn't any damage to the box itself, the art box, and I love this figure. I know, Tom, you think the first version of it is better. I don't have the first version.
For when we got to talking about our personal like top 5 altogether, but I'll tell you, so huge Doctor Strange fan. I don't think that either of the two sculpts are perfect. I do personally think the first sculpt is just a tad bit better than this one, because there's something happening in this area right here that kind of looks like a little more Cro-Magnon to me than what Benedict Cumberbatch looks like.
I agree. I don't think these pictures, the TJ's picture is closer than the inset shot there. That's a stock shot, but
yeah,
I would agree to some degree. I think there's good and bad points to both. I wish there was an amalgam of the two of them.
Yeah, of course.
But I might give it, even though I own this one, I might give a slight edge to the first one as well.
I just like that the first one has the slight little bit of the hair kind of coming down in front to kind of.
Yeah, I mean, that was the look. I mean, this is the look of this movie.
I agree. His hair, there were some there's some moments in Infinity War that when he popped up on screen, I actually chuckled the first time I watched it because his hair was so coiffed up. But I'm just like, that does not look right at all. Like, obviously, they like really put too much gel going upwards.
Yeah.
It's like when they're on the street together, it's just like it looks really fucking funny. But yeah. But otherwise, like,
it's virtually the same other than that, right?
Yes. The cape is a little bit shorter in the new one.
Okay.
He comes with an extra set of hands. He comes with more accessories on the new one. So there's some things that are better. It's just I personally like the head sculpt on the first one better.
Gotcha.
And the longer cape. I do like the longer cape.
The accessories are out the door, man. They're like incredible, like just so much stuff. I was overwhelmed. I put it so much so that I put them up on the shelf on a pose, and I haven't photographed them and taken it down. I really have to do that because it's incredible. That's TJ's. That's your shot.
It is. It's one of my.
Thanos is just off to the right of that. Beautiful.
Thank you.
It just goes to show you what lighting can do for these things compared. I mean, I know they have to kind of show a clean. I've done production shots. They want a clean shot. They don't want too many effects. They don't want things that are, we complain about that as well. You don't want too much stuff obscuring what the actual sculpt looks like and things like that. But God, I just want a few beauty shots when they're selling me these things, not after they come out and I've already paid for them. But this is great. You, TJ, you have this version?
I have both.
You have both?
Yeah, I didn't think I needed the second one. Like I pre-ordered.
I don't know why you would, but
huh?
I don't know why you would.
Yeah, I still don't know why you.
Shut up, Anakin. Shut up. Hold on.
Okay, what are you gonna say to me? I don't have so many Anakin, so go ahead. I don't know why you have both.
I got nothing on you, Tom. Like, but just wait later. It was just one of those. I pre-ordered it because I was, feeling depressed, sitting on my couch drinking. And then like the Sideshow shipping notice came in and I was like, sure, I'll take another Doctor Strange. And I got to tell you though, like I thought I would hate the hairstyle on this one. I really like the effects more, but like, I think I like this sculpt better than the first one.
Really? Okay.
Like in hand, it's not as like big and No,
I'm looking at both these shots, and I think your shot. I can see what Tom's talking about in that. It's
a heavier brow
shot. It's a heavier brow.
Yeah.
But a lit where they take some of the emphasis off the shadow underneath.
Yes.
Like you do on the right side of his face here. It looks great.
I think that I've just seen because now this figure's out in the wild. I've seen a lot of people shoot this with like top-down lighting and whatnot that really kind of accentuates that, and it just looks so off to me. And I want to see Doctor Strange done right all the time. It breaks my heart. So I think
if it's there, I mean, if the shadow is being created, it's being created because there's something there that's creating it. So it's obviously, a quote-unquote fault of the sculpt, but.
They're going for a look. Like he's obviously this is more of a strained face.
Yeah, he's focusing and focusing.
The original is more of like a just classic.
And as James said, we may be underestimating the chromagnetism of Benedict Cumberbatch, which I don't think so, but it's possible.
But how gorgeous is his outfit, huh? Like that's one of
my God. It's unbelievable, man. When this is what I'm saying, like when I was talking about the Iron Man and the detail put into stuff, like the stuff that they can do for a what? I mean, all right, this is encroaching on $300 here.
The original was not, though. That's the funny thing.
Yeah, and it's got the same outfit. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm assuming you're paying for extra accessories and stuff here, and probably the extra money they had to pay for the likeness rights or something like that because of. Whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's incredible, man. It's the details unbelievable. This approach is like the stuff that I look at Asmus and say the detail that they throw into. I mean, because it's not medieval, it has that kind of detail to it that some of the Lord of the Rings figures have on them, and it's incredible.
Yep,
beautiful.
Like honestly, watching that movie as often as I do, and I do watch it a lot. Like I want to see more outfits for Doctor Strange done by Hot Toys or other companies that like know how to do it, because all of the costume designs for that entire world that they created for the mysticism is just so detailed and beautiful, and they have that Renaissance look to them, weird like modern Tibetan tinge to it. And it's just so good.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're gonna do some of the more avant-garde, the black outfit and stuff like that in the movies. You don't think so? You don't think?
No, sorry, I'm shaking my head at TJ's comment in the chat. That's all. Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, love the figure.
Yeah, how about that figure? Anyway, all right, moving on.
That wasn't the comment that you just
So
posted.
this is one of my picks, and now I flirted between the Yoda from I think it was Revenge of the Sith.
It's kind of Yoda's not on the end of the year like best of list because
it almost made my list. It just didn't make the list, and it's only because I don't have it. I don't own it, and I've seen some amazing pictures from Mark. Did some? I think we featured one on the show a couple episodes ago, and somebody else whose name escapes me has done some beautiful shots of it, and it looks incredible. Anybody own it? TJ, do you own it?
I bought it like 3 months ago. It's still unboxed.
You got to get that out, man. I want to see your shots. So that was very close. The thing that put this over the edge for me is obviously Yoda's coming with more accessories, maybe a more complex figure to put together, I suppose. For me, this is probably the last original Leia we're going to get. I mean, it may be the last. I mean, thinking with the Bestman outfit coming out, the only other thing they got left is Endor with her long hair and the gown, and that's it. So this may be it. So there's a little nostalgia built into this, but the sculpt I think is incredible.
Has the Endor like speed bike look come out?
Not yet. No, but they're off. They've offered it. I mean, I pre-ordered that that came with Wicket.
Yeah, Wicket. That's right.
Yeah.
Wait, what? The speed bike? The speeder bike?
Yeah, when she's racing the speeder bike.
Endor with Wicket with the military gear on.
A different Endor scene, so I was just like, "Oh, she did come out with that one?" So I was just trying to remember if that ever went up for pre-order or not.
Oh, I thought you said Hot Toys made one.
They did.
I thought it was Sideshow.
No, it's Hot Toys.
No, with the Wicket. The Wicket.
The Leia 2-pack. It's Hot Toys.
Yeah. So there's that, and the only other look, which is like an in-between look of the two, there was the Bestman hair with the white outfit, and they'll probably never do that. So the only other look is the Endor with the long hair at the end. So I mean, but I love this sculpt. I think it's great. I mean, it's a shame that I'm not going to trash TLJ, but there's not a lot to do with her. Not a lot of scenes. There's obviously doesn't have a lot of accessories with her, so that's kind of a downfall.
Like Jamie was saying in the chat, you could always shoot her out in outer space.
Yeah, I know. One of the accessories that people said she should come with is an umbrella, but haha. But I like it. I think it's a great sculpt. I think it was a really well done figure. I think it looks better than it did in the production shots. Like that's a production shot on the left, and this is one of my shots over here. I mean, it's just a better sculpt than they even showed.
I love your Pieta shot. I love that shot so much.
Yeah, it's the only other shot I had of her, so I put that in there. Doesn't really show her off to full effect, but it's just a cool. I just liked it. It just edged out Yoda. If I had Yoda in hand, might have been Yoda. Dooku's another one. The sculpt looked great.
Yeah.
Don't know how many accessories he came with. The whole Jedi robe, Sith robe thing is just kind of like, it's been done. Sculpt looked great though. Again, I don't own either one of them, so that's why this got the edge. I know people were calling for Yoda. People were texting me today and saying Yoda should be in there.
I mean, he could still show up on our end of the year list. It doesn't have to be all of our 5 individuals.
Yeah, and what I was going to say is like people that are on here, I know there's only like 3 people at this point, but it was 8 people. Feel free to guys to throw out a pick for the number 1 figure of the year. Because that's what we want to get. We're going to open it up to people commenting after this, or people even texting us later on who watched it, and we'll probably post it on the site on the Instagram. We actually have an Instagram now at 16 shooter at 16 pack on Instagram. So check us out. We're going to be posting some news here and there, and we'll be telling you when the show's on as much as we can keep up with it.
I promise it won't just be Trevor running it at some point, because right now it's just Trevor doing all the posts. But
yeah, so I need some help. But what we'd like to do is like post some of your 1/6 shots. Some people that are doing stuff for Lenny. If you did that awesome Ray, spoiler alert, Ray lightsaber from Tross. Maybe we show something like that. But yeah, I got to get some help.
Yeah, when we get back to doing our featured stuff in the collections, like those will show up on those page or that page and stuff like that as well.
Right.
We have plans, guys. It'll happen.
Oh shit. No one's supposed to know. Okay, blah blah blah.
Why? Okay, so one of the things that gets me about Leia, and this is actually not this figure. I think this figure looks great. I don't know what reminded me of this, but like, do you agree that in every shot of her in Tross and in The Last Jedi, whenever they focus in on her face, I feel like they've CG'd out like half of her face. Like it always just kind of seems like they've done some weird
Doubling.
CG, like I don't know what it is. I feel like they're giving her plastic surgery, but just with CGI effects. Like
as from what I've heard, even in The Force Awakens, they did some youthening on her. I don't know if that was a request or if it was, what they wanted to do just to make her. I don't know. I mean, Carrie Fisher had a hard life, man.
Yeah, but at the same thing, I would imagine that a Jedi would also have like a hard life, because like
I didn't think she looked bad. I mean, I saw her, one woman show. That was when she was much heavier. She lost a lot of weight for this. Yeah. I thought she looked good. Honestly, I was just thinking, like, in terms of like having another figure, they never did the Force Awakens version, which I think I would have liked more than this one actually, because her hair looks a little matronly here, but.
Yes, it does. But it kind of doesn't.
I don't even remember what it looks like in Tross. Like The Rise of Skywalker. I can't even. I've only seen it once, so I can't even tell you what she's wearing. Honestly, sadly,
a lot of the scenes in Tross, I felt myself being like, "Oh, is this where they just superimposed her head on top of a different body because it didn't look right or things like that?"
Yeah, but I don't remember the outfit. I liked Force Awakens because I thought she was more militaristic and more. Just hanging around with a bunch of ragtag military people, as opposed to this. I know this is part of like a look for the post Empire Republic, but yeah. Anyway, all right, moving on from Leia. All right, so now we come down to TJ's top 5. So here they are.
We didn't even cover Thanos in this.
Oh, did I not put Thanos in there?
No, but we can talk about him right now.
Wow, how did I miss Thanos? I thought I had him in here. It may have been a mistake of editing.
It was probably because the newer, better Thanos just got released.
Yeah, no, but one of TJ's picks was Thanos. TJ, talk a little bit about Thanos.
Like what he's about, or
just talk about like what you liked about him and.
I thought the sculpt was fantastic. I thought like it just had like a really, really good presence on like the display shelf. It also blocked off everything on my display shelf. I got to be honest, like when the blogger picks came out, I was blown away. Like I had to pay the extra money to get it early from Hong Kong. I remember perfectly. I had taken the day off from work. I woke up at like 10, I brewed coffee, opened my phone, and like the first thing I see is like these Thanos shots from like Alex and Ben.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is amazing. Like the lighting, the scenes, like everything was just amazing. I was like, I got to get this.
Yeah, it's an incredible looking figure. I mean, incredible.
I like the armor look, but all the blogger shots I've seen are just like, they're really scene specific for me. Like,
I think he had a lot more to do, obviously, in the first movie. So
I think that was part of the appeal. Like you saw him in like 3 or 4 different like setups.
Yeah,
there's Wakanda. There was like, at the beginning, like there was a lot more going on.
Right. That's a good argument. I'm partial to the armored version, and I'm like just toying with the idea now that I actually have room on a shelf that I could put Thanos, and I don't know. I'm thinking about it, but shots like that. These are all TJ shots. These are all your shots, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a blogger shot right there, man. That Thanos looks great there. It's fantastic. You've done some amazing shit with him. So he's number 2. Sorry we didn't talk about him, but also in a contender there. Contender for our ultimate top 5 too. at the end. We got Neo, we got Bucky, we got Scarlet Spider in the 5th spot. So that's the order, right? So you could be convinced otherwise.
I would probably put Bucky to 3.
All right, we'll do that at the end.
I mean,
let's move on to Tom's. Now that is Tom's shot of Scarlet Spider there. These are all Tom's shots.
Yep. Those are my pictures.
We've got Maul in number 2. We've got John Wick number 3, Iron Man Mark 50 number 4, and Bumblebee number 5 in the 5th spots. Still happy with that order, Tom? Or
yeah, I mean, again, Bumblebee is almost interchangeable for Thorin. Like Thorin and Bumblebee, I was kind of going back and forth a lot in my head. What should be in that spot? But that's okay. I'm pretty happy with that. Definitely, my top 2 are my lock. They're my top 2. I love Maul and Scarlet Spider like more than most figures I've gotten in a long time. So
gotcha. And my top 5 goes off the beaten path a little bit. Not so many Avengers, but Doctor Strange. Not having the first one, I think this is just an amazing figure from all points, as we've talked about. Everything you get, the detail, the clothing is incredible. Yeah. Maul, I don't even own, but I've seen enough pictures of it that I think it's a great figure for everything you get with it. The purrs, the 2 sculpts. It's a great DX. I mean, it's one of the better DXs. If maybe one of the top 3 DXs that they've come out with.
My only DX I own, actually.
Yeah. Thorin, I love this figure. It's almost my holdover from Gimli from the year before. It's that good. If you have any love of Lord of the Rings, you got to have this Joker. Amazing. Just an amazing figure, as we went over. And, like I said, Leia made the cut. It could have been Yoda. It could have been Dooku. If I had them in hand, it might have been, but I have her. So that's what it is. So this is our lineup. I'm going to switch my screen to, hey, how's it going, guys?
Hello.
What's up? I will say my Spaceman Stan almost made my list somewhere as well.
Spaceman Stan?
Spaceman Stan. Stanley.
I don't know Spaceman.
Stanley.
Oh, Spaceman Stan Lee. Yeah. Yeah, that was another one that I just got him in the other day, and that was another one that was just about to make the cut.
Yeah.
The only thing I'd say about him, not a lot to do with him. He doesn't have a great range of motion. Even getting him to sit on that rock was a bit of a challenge.
I agree. Yeah.
He's only got hands. He's got nothing to go with it, which he didn't in the movie, so I don't know if they'd make shit up for him, but it looks great. I love it. Great sculpt. It's so cool and fun, but as a what are you going to do with it? I don't know. Beyond.
I mean, we're talking about collections. We're talking about figures of the year. It doesn't have to be what you can do with it in terms of photography and stuff.
No. I'm talking about even what you're going to do with it on the shelf. Like how many ways you're going to
sit on that rock.
What's that? Rock. Cross the legs a little bit. I wanted to have him cross legs. I can't even get him to bend his leg enough to cross the legs.
Oh, really? I didn't even try.
Yeah, it doesn't work. So it was tough. It was tough to even get him to sit like in a natural position on the rock. So that kind of killed my enthusiasm for the. All right, so let's take a look at this. And please, if you're there, weigh in. And anybody who's watching the chat, let me know what people are saying. But who can we eliminate from this list right off the bat? Top 5. We're getting down to the top 5. Yeah. Having looked through everything that we've discussed and taking into consideration articulation, accessories, look, cool factor, whatever you want to, things like that. I wouldn't use the word playability, but just, shelf presence.
Yeah. So I would start with one, and I feel this is not a personal attack, because I know this is your number one, Trevor. But my only reason why I would say I would take Doctor Strange off this list is because other than the head sculpt and a couple of different accessories, this is the figure that we got a couple of years ago. And it's like, I have that outfit, which is my favorite thing about that figure. They have like the long flowing cape, everything like that. So it's like it's not. He doesn't have that presence or impact to me as this year because he's not to me a new figure. He's a iteration of a previous figure.
I'm going to counter that and say that it is a new figure for me because I didn't get the first one.
Right,
So,
but any Avenger is a new figure for you, even if it came out 4 or 5 years ago.
well, for anybody who didn't get the first one, I'm not discounting that we could knock that off the list. I'm just saying as a first shot, I don't want to get too defensive about it because I don't. It's not like it's fine. We're going to come down to something that I think I have an idea. Oh, and I've got 2 malls in here. Why do I have 2 malls? Shouldn't be 2 malls. Fuck, I screwed up. All right. Anyway, I think we've got
one of them's Yoda.
Who are we missing? No, we got Neo.
Let me see if my 5 are on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I don't see Scarlet Spider. My number one.
Scarlet Spider. Jesus. Okay. All right. You know, I can change that right now. Hang on a sec. Give me a second. All right. Talk amongst yourself. TJ, give me a reason why
What?
we should keep
Pro or con Doctor Strange
Doctor Strange
for our group top 5 list.
I will give you 3 right now that I think we can eliminate.
Okay.
Give me your 3.
I agree with Tom. Like Doctor Strange is pretty much the same figure.
There we go.
I'm going to remove Neo. I just don't think he's as popular.
Okay.
And I'm going to remove Leia. Like I think she has like
I could do Leia definitely. It just barely made the cut. Neo I can interchange with John Wick, not just because it's the same character, but I think actually John Wick has a little bit of an edge. But I don't have either of the figures, so I'm just going by accessories, looks. I think the John Wick has a better realism, more likeness, better likeness.
Really?
You don't think so?
I think they're about the same level of likeness.
So, Tom, would you take either one of these off?
I would actually, before removing either of those 2, I would remove one of mine, which is Bumblebee.
Okay, Bumblebee.
Likeness.
Bumblebee, you had me. I mean, I guess so. It's kind of an outlier, but God, with that price range and what it can do, it's pretty nice.
I agree.
But yeah, I mean, comparatively, getting down to the nitty gritty, yes.
I was thinking that for our group here, you don't even know what a Transformer is.
Yep.
TJ does, but he's not like, I don't think he's big into those figures.
TJ,
Plus,
you're down with the Doctor Strange being gone?
What?
You're down with Doctor Strange being gone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you though?
Yeah, no, I'm good. That made the list because I don't have him. I think it's an amazing figure, but there are other things here that I think were A, more popular, B, I don't know. It's a good figure, but I think there's other things that I'm happier here with. So, all right, now what?
I can narrow down a top 3.
Would you eliminate Neo?
Yeah.
Well, hang on. Before we eliminate,
okay,
why don't we think? Are there any locks for the top 5? Like ones that we all can agree on that these belong in our. Because if we can narrow down the locks, then maybe that automatically gets rid of some too.
Okay, I would say a lock is Maul because I think at least 2 of us have that's a lock. It's got the corner box, the corner square.
I would lock on Scarlet Spider.
I would lock Scarlet as well.
I would lock Scarlet Spider as well. I don't have it, but I've heard so many. I think the limited availability of it. I think the popularity of it. It's got to be in there. I might eliminate Thanos.
But why? Because
it's a great figure. I heard some limited articulation and stuff with the arms. It's like you could almost make the argument the same thing with Doctor Strange is like the new one better. I don't know.
That'd be my. So I also personally think that Thanos. I would take Thanos off this only because I agree with you, TJ. When I first saw the blogger shots, it's what I was holding off for the armored version the whole time. And when I saw the blogger shots, I'm like, oh shit, I got to pre-order this right now, and I did. And then a month before my pre-order was set to be shipped, they released the look of the armored one, and I'm like, okay, I'm canceling the unarmored one, and I'm putting my money on the armored one because like that one was the definitive Thanos to me. Like, I'm buying it more than the movie.
All right, TJ's got you got to convince us. Is John Wick a lock?
Well, I just think this Thanos is better than the Guardians of the Galaxy Thanos. I mean, it's like
I agree with that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But is he as good as the Thanos that just released yesterday?
I don't know. I know that this one came first, right? Like Doctor Strange, we took off because this Doctor Strange came second to the first one.
Well, that's not the whole reason. That was one of my reasons.
Using that line of like thinking, then like this Thanos is better.
We got any comments? Anybody saying anything? I can't see from.
Well, oh yes. Let me tell you, Lenny has some points on what we should remove on this list. He thinks the Mark 50 should go, Wick should go, Thorne should go. Nestor has a whole top 5 already written out.
Thanos, Maul, Wick, Scarlet Spider,
Iron Man.
All right.
I definitely don't think if Thanos stays, he's not in my top 3. I think he's a great figure. I love him, but I love the new one more. That's why it's hard for me to say that he is the best of last year because I'm already more impressed with the one that's set to be shipping in a couple months.
No, I agree with you, but like I feel like it's the same sculpt. He's just wearing armor.
I know that armor is so good. It's the whole reason why I love him.
Armor is great. I would wear armor if I could.
I mean, you can't eliminate the character out of this and what it looks like, obviously. But I mean, we are going by the figure too. So you got to. We don't have forever, but we got to evaluate. You know, is it a great figure? Is it the best representation? Maybe if you had to have I don't know. Maybe you could put that to it. If you had to have a Thanos on your shelf, would you have this or would you have the armored version? Being that they're virtually the exact same figure in all respects, body-wise, maybe accessory-wise, in terms
of the
volume.
Armored figure came out first, I would get the armored figure first.
Okay, so you're saying
all right? So that's an argument.
Go ahead. If they both released at the same time.
I saw that figure first.
What?
If I saw that figure come out first, if I had if that was my first introduction to like, you know, this 15-inch like Hot Toys figure, then I would stick to the armored version. But no, like my first impression of a good Thanos figure is from Infinity War.
How dare you put that up there without putting up my whole reasoning for posting that on there?
I didn't see your reasoning. What's your reasoning? Counterpoint.
Wick, okay. Neo is greater than Wick, and I'm like, no, Wick is greater than Neo. Neo. That was
the one. All right, let's pick a Wick. I mean, I don't think Wick. Not because it's the same character and it's the same actor, but I mean,
I think I'm okay.
Guy in a black suit.
I'll concede on this. I think it's okay for Wick to go, mainly because I see more collectors liking Neo better.
Okay.
Than Wick figure, so I'm okay with that.
Okay. Are you on board with that, TJ?
I'm really torn.
Well, okay, this is your pick versus not your pick. So
no, but let's take into consideration too. I mean, it's our this is our personal list, but we're also taking into consideration.
Right. Personally,
I've taken into consideration Scarlet Spider. I don't have it. You know what I mean? I don't really entirely care for it, but I know that it's a popular figure, and I know that people love it. So,
what are you saying, TJ?
I prefer the Neo figure over John Wick.
Okay, so John Wick is gone.
Oh, hang on. Okay, because you don't have either of them, right, Trevor?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What out of the two figures that you've seen, shots that you've seen over all of the versions of the figures, which do you think, take into account all the accessories that come with, the look of their outfits, all that stuff, what do you like as the better figure?
I would. I can't even say that either because I would probably go with Neo.
Okay, then there it is, Neo.
Yeah,
let's go Neo. I'm okay with Wick going.
Okay,
I've got my two. Like,
how do we feel about the Joker?
I would take the Joker off myself, only because there's very slight things I don't like. I think that he photographs beautifully. I think I've seen great shots that you've done. I think Chris FX Toys has done some amazing shots with them. There's shots, but I'm not like inclined to sell my Joker that I have under the bus and get this one. So I think that's one of the things.
EJ, thoughts?
I think that Joker looks amazing because it's photographed well by like you and Chris at FX Toys.
When I saw the other head sculpt in person at Comic-Con, I was not impressed with the Joker.
Me neither.
I think this is a better head sculpt.
The fact that it comes with the two sculpts, I mean, you have the option of putting that other one on.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll grow on me. I don't know. I think the clothing is really nicely done. It's above Sideshow's normal quality, but not quite Hot Toys quality. But good enough for a suit. You know, I mean, for this character, I wouldn't be unhappy with that. I wouldn't if it was Yunsel. I'd be a little disappointed, but it's good. I would put that over Thanos for that sculpt alone, but that's me.
I do love that specific sculpt.
Yeah.
I think that in certain pictures that I've seen, and tell me what your thoughts are on this, I think the green bow tie looks a little cheesy. It's a little not like it doesn't have the right kind of level of maybe weathering that would make it look like a Joker has been wearing it kind of thing. But
it's not a dirty, it's not a grimy.
I know it's not a grimy Joker per se.
Yeah, it's a classic comic book Joker. So I like, the bolo sort of whatever the hell that sort of tie is. It doesn't. The accessories are not great. I did say that putting some of the pieces on was difficult if that's a factor. Shelf presence is amazing with that sculpt. With the other sculpt, maybe not so much. But I mean, let's face it. Most figures come with one sculpt, and if they had one, I would assume this would be it. Although this is the exclusive version.
Yes, that's true.
You get this sculpt with the standard version. You get the other sculpt with, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, I can't believe that. Yeah.
So I mean, all my people are going, but that's okay. Would you say Joker out? Both of you? What's the audience say?
TJ, yes. I'd say also yes.
Joker, anybody got a thought about this?
I don't think
anybody's gotten this figure, so it's just the popularity maybe just isn't there. All right, he's gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say I would make an argument. You brought up a good point about shelf presence, and I think from this list of figures I'm looking at right now, figures on my shelf that I am still wowed by every time I see it. The Mark 50 catches my eye every time I walk by that thing. It's just
counterpoint. I agree. It is an Iron Man figure, which I mean, it's a gleaming, armored, sleek figure. I mean, you can't really compare that to John Wick in a suit and say, "Wow."
Is that a counterpoint, or are you just making my argument for me?
No. No, it is a counterpoint. I'm saying you're saying it's got it does have shelf presence, but if you put it in a row of a dozen Iron Men, would it be like, wow, look at that 50?
It might.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have a dozen.
Well, that's all I'm asking because I don't have it. If that's the case, then that may be a contender. I mean, TJ, you got a lot of Iron Men.
I'm counting right now.
You're cutting it?
I'm counting my Iron Man.
Oh, you're counting your Iron Man. I think you said you're cutting it. I'm like, you're just letting Lenny get to you because Lenny keeps saying this is the Mark 50. And yeah, he's on both of our top of the year list.
I know. I got the 45, 46, 47.
You have some
50,
good ones.
the 7.
And the argument, and another argument against the 50 is the 85, which 85 or 80? 85. Which, is
doing 2019 though. Right? Like, why can't?
Well, I know, but we're also talking about the Thanos, which hasn't come out in 2019 either. I'm just talking about the next version of the that's coming out, that's out there or is about out there. That's all I'm saying. I mean, we've made that argument before, so I'm just throwing that out there again. Ooh. Is it so great that it's like, wow, this is so much better than that version or the version before it, or you know what I mean? I know they're all different. I get it, but I'm just throwing the argument out there. I think it looks great. I mean, it was obviously on both of your lists, which is the key factor.
I get your argument for the fact that the 85. I do think that once the 85 gets here, I'm actually already in my head. I know that I'm going to put them side by side and try to figure out if I want to keep the 50 or not. Mm-hmm. So maybe that reasoning, I could almost see the 50 going. But at the same time, the 85 isn't due out until 2021 at this point. So that's a while off that I'm still really happy with the 50 out of 2019.
All right, so let's move off because I still think Thanos should be cut.
I agree. But TJ can make a strong enough argument. This is what this is about.
TJ?
It's 2019, right? It's the 2019 release.
Yep.
He is clinging to this.
I'm saying it's.
But you know what also came out in 2019? The promo shots for the new one that completely stole the thunder from this figure from me. That made me cancel the order on this.
All right, let's put
promo shots. Okay.
Let's put two up against each other. I'm just going to pick these. Bucky versus Neo.
I would go with Neo.
Which one, to cut or keep?
To keep.
Bucky versus Neo. Which one goes? Which one stays? If it came down to that.
I will say for our list, I like the idea of a non-Marvel or Star Wars figure being on it, such as Neo. However, if it were me buying one of these two figures, I would buy Bucky, and I would not own a Neo.
Really? I would be the opposite, I think. The Bucky sculpt is incredible. Incredible. It comes with next to nothing. He's got an arm, and he's got a great sculpt. And, I mean, I like the character, but do I need that? No. Is it a main? And this is, this isn't an argument necessarily that has to be across the board. He's not one of the bigger characters. He is, I get it. But like Neo is the one, as Lenny said, and is the key character in that franchise, which is a classic franchise.
Okay. If we're going to keep Neo then and cut Bucky, I'm putting Neo.
But it's a better figure.
I mean, I think that for a purchase, I think the Neo is a better purchase because he comes with more stuff.
Yeah.
I would put him as a solid number 5 on the list, though. I would not put him higher than.
If you're going to put, okay, all right. If you're going to put, just to continue the argument, you're going to put something on a shelf, Bucky by himself. I mean, you probably wouldn't do that, but
no,
it's almost like needs support. You know what I mean? Like Bucky,
no, I agree.
Neo, you could put Neo by himself. You could put John Wick by himself.
Yeah, for me, the only reason why I would argue...
You could put Thanos by himself. I mean, that's an argument for Thanos, but that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Okay, looking at this list right now, I'd be okay with making my top 5 out of these choices.
Mm-hmm.
Scarlet Spider, Maul, Iron Man, Thorin, and Neo.
Okay. TJ? You got to pick 5.
I'm Mark 50, Scarlet Spider, Thanos, Maul. Is that 5?
I don't know. I wasn't counting. I tried to count really quick.
That's 4.
Count on my screen. 1, 2. So Scarlet Spider, Thanos, Maul, Mark 50, Neo.
All right. And I would say Scarlet Spider, Maul. I'd probably say Maul, Scarlet Spider, Thorin, Mark 50, Neo.
Okay, so I think out of that we learned that Bucky's gone.
I think Bucky's gone.
Okay, so we have 3, 4, we have 6. Only one of these needs to go, and then we need to order it. So I think it comes down between, we're looking at three figures that we're discussing between, and you correct me if I'm wrong. It's Neo, Thorn, and Thanos as our 3 that were.
2 of us have said Neo. 2 of us have said Thorin. 3 of us have said Iron Man, Maul, and Scarlet Spider are a lock.
Did you agree that Iron Man is a lock, or no? You were.
I agree with the Iron Man's a lock. Yeah.
Okay.
At this point, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I'm making the argument, TJ. Sorry, but I think Thanos is on the chopping block.
So he's not inevitable.
He is not inevitable.
I snapped him away. The only thing I keep coming back to is the fact that I had him on pre-order. He was all paid off. And then when I saw the new one in 2019, I saw the promo shots for the new one.
It could be Nestor. It very well could be along that.
It could be. I cut him 6 months ago, and I'm okay with it still.
Ahmad is here. Look at this.
He is.
Nice. Give us your input there, Ahmad.
Yeah, weigh in.
Weigh in, please.
We definitely know
got
who
left.
Eddie would cut from this list. I know who Jamie would cut from this list, and
Who's that?
I'm not even going to say it. I don't think it deserves to be said. Scarlet Spider. So that's out.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Everything I've heard about Scarlet Spider is, everything you guys talked about tonight makes it a great.
He doesn't like
figure, posability, accessories, price point, limited availability, which is kind of a factor too, in terms of value if you put that kind of emphasis on it.
He just doesn't like the design of him, and I can understand that.
I didn't love the design of him either. I mean, there's parts of it, like I said, I don't really love the whole lower half of him for some reason.
90s are cool again, okay? It's 2020. We go in cycles of 30 years, right? Like last century or decade was all about the 80s. Now we're all
no, everybody loves the Jim Lee X-Men now. It's like John Byrne is out.
Yeah, but who doesn't love the Jim Lee X-Men? Come on.
I love the Jim Lee. I love the John Byrne X-Men better than the Jim Lee.
That's an argument for another time.
What's gonna be, boys? We gotta start ordering these things. All right. Let's start this. What if we start putting them in order and then just look at things in that way? So I'm gonna say my number one. I think at this point is Maul.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be okay with Maul just because Scarlet Spider was at the bottom of TJ's list. He wasn't even on your list, Trevor.
Right.
So even though Scarlet Spider is my personal number one, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm okay with Maul being number one.
Well, he's just in a temporary position right now as number one, but that's number one.
So let's lock it in. I think Maul is the figure of the year.
Yeah.
All right. Number two, I have to say from all the discussion, is got to be Scarlet Spider.
I would agree with that. TJ, strong feelings for or against?
I could go. I'm a toss between the Scarlet Spider and the Mark 50 for number two.
Mark 50. All right.
It's super interchangeable.
It's looking like the Mark 50. I wouldn't put the Mark 50 as my number three. I'd put Thorn as my number three, but
I'd be okay with that, actually. Thorn being number three. I love
TJ,
Thorn.
you're the decider.
I think he was ready to cut Thorn.
It's because he doesn't bottom it. He doesn't bottom it.
You'll buy it. You'll come around on it.
I don't know. I'd go for Neo as number three.
You go for Neo as number three.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a conundrum.
No, wait. No. I changed my mind. Mark 50 is number three.
Okay. So now we got a problem.
Hey, what's the problem?
Audience, we've got we've got two Thorns, which I guess you could say majority rules there, and Thorn goes third. All right, let's temporarily we can move these back around. We can look at the final list and say, let's switch those two around.
Trevor's like, let's temporarily go with what I want.
No, well, you said the same thing.
No, I know. I'm just joking.
All right,
because you could temporarily.
I'm going with majority rule. All right, so now we've got two sitting here that we don't know what the hell to do with, and who's going. It's these two guys.
Okay, TJ, if you had to keep one of Neo or Thanos, what would you go with?
Oh, I'd keep Thanos for Neo.
You yourself would keep it because of what are the?
If I had to choose between the two,
not your personal from your personal collection, you had to get rid of one. I mean, you could probably replace Neo either than you can replace. Well, I don't know, maybe not. I don't know. Let's look at price point. Yes, more expensive Thanos. Yeah, I mean, it's an older franchise coming back, I guess, but
it's also great that it's not one of Marvel or Star Wars or even Lord of the Rings is huge. So.
I like that. I mean, to me, but that's not the point of the list, is to be diverse.
No, I completely agree, but that also makes me endear to the figure a little bit in a way. The fact that just kind of we're coming up with a list, it's like, yeah, it's nice to not promote a Disney franchise.
Yep. I would go with Neo only because, again, I'm making the argument that somebody made against my pick of Doctor Strange that there is another version. It hasn't come out yet. Yes, I know it was cart before horse or one before two, whatever the hell you want to put it. That I think the armored version is just a better, more interesting version than this. Great figure, but if you put the two of them together, they're both great looking figures. I mean, the Neo, maybe the glasses. I mean, you had to buy, customized glasses for this to make it look this good. Maybe it doesn't look as good with the glasses. I don't know. Came with a lot of accessories. Movement's good on this thing. You guys have got it, right?
I have the bottom two. I have neither of them.
Oh, you don't have Neo. Okay.
Neo looks like
articulation wise, TJ movement. I mean, I know Thanos doesn't have to do much. He's not,
No, Neo is
dancing.
more value for like the money. Like
Mhm.
I'm staring at it. Like it's a good presence. I did have to like spend extra money on the glasses, but I'll
Well,
never.
you didn't have to, but to make them look better or look the
No,
scope.
no, I had to. No. No, but I'm just thinking back, like as a collector and a photographer, like I really thought like Thanos just was more exciting for me.
I mean, yet again, it's hard to do because this is our personal list, and yes, we are all personally photographers. I kind of want to like take that out of it a little bit because we're also coming up with what's the best figure, not from a photography standpoint, but that hasn't that enters into it for us. So
that Thanos is going to have amazing just shelf presence. When I saw him at Comic-Con,
it's huge. It's huge.
I was like taken by how gorgeous that thing is just standing in the middle of a display case on his own. So I'm not helping the argument at all, but I'm just bringing that up. Is there anything? Okay, TJ.
Yeah.
Because we're discussing these bottom two, is there any of the above that you would maybe? Actually, I know what the answer to this would be. That you'd remove to fit both of them in. Would it just be Thorin? You'd want to get rid of Thorin.
I mean, it's hard. Like I personally would have gotten Thorin. I just had to like choose. Like it didn't really make sense to me.
Here's a couple of things. There's a gazillion guns, says James. Keep Neo to kit back the extras. Okay. Ahmad did weigh in with Maul, so he agrees with us there. James says, imagine that there weren't any other Matrix sequels and then decide.
Well, if that's the case, then Neo should be, yeah. I would put Neo probably even higher up on the list then. But unfortunately, there are Matrix sequels.
But they're both iconic characters. You can't deny. I mean, one's a lead character, one's a villain.
One of the best villains of the decade, I think.
Yeah, post Darth Vader, yeah, definitely.
That's of the decade. Darth Vader wasn't in the last decade.
I get you. I heard what you said.
Okay.
I'm saying even since that point, since the 80s.
No, I agree. He was a compelling villain.
Hannibal Lecter, you can make I mean, I'm not going to get into that. But like, yeah, I mean, in terms of a big pop culture villain, huge.
Yeah.
I could go either way. So you guys, what's it going to be?
I'm very happy with the top four.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like just which of the two on the bottom that I would want to keep for the best of the year. And I'd personally just go Neo just because, again, I keep coming back to the fact that within like 2 months, I'm going to have the armored Thanos that I'm going to probably have on my top of 2020 list.
I personally go with Neo again, thinking this, TJ, only because this is the figures of 2019. You're not going to get another Neo. I mean, I don't think they're going to be making sequel Neos. I could be wrong.
Well, if that's the case, then we should just remove Iron Man because we're going to keep getting Iron Man until we die, I think.
No, well, we've already made that argument.
Yeah.
I made that argument, and it's still, you guys think it's a great figure for what it is, so I'm fine with that. It's good. And listen, like, I'm not an Iron Man guy. I don't know. I know people love Iron Man. I got to go with – I'm going with, like, populace on this, too, like, to say –
I think that
I want our list to not just reflect what we collect, but like what is great in the genre of 1/6 and what people
one of the things
mainly agree with.
One of the things that's a boon in that Iron Man's favor is, again, I think the engineering that went into that armor to make the joint system work so
from the sound of it, definitely,
because my other Iron Man, even my War Machine, isn't like that. Like when I lift his arms, I see this giant ball joint that just sticks out, and it's like I don't get that with this Iron Man. And it's nice.
Come on, guys, help us decide here. If you had to pick between Neo and Thanos,
Jack's chiming in with help.
I mean, it's sounding like everybody's saying. It's sounding like most people here are saying Neo, but that's, gazillion guns included. Neo to kit bash extras. Imagine there weren't any Matrix sequels. Neo all the way from Lenny. James is saying Neo. I don't know if rid of Neo or keep Neo. I can't remember. But
I do love that Thanos figure, though. And if it weren't for that new version coming out,
I do too.
Easy one. and I would have him because it's kind of killing me that I've been so patient to not have a Thanos at this point because he's one of my favorite Marvel villains, and it's just like
TJ, this is going to be 3 of your top 5 in this top 5. I'm not saying that has to enter into it, but
I mean, I don't know.
You got to let go of one of your. You got 4 out of the 5 here. You got to let go of one. I got 1.
I'm not winning any prizes for
2. I got 2.
One of these 2. I'm like,
you're still just on Thanos over Neo.
I mean, personally, if it was a personal choice, like I like the Thanos figure better.
Okay.
I
Like
think that weighs into it though.
For value for money and like for the the hobby itself, like I think Neo is probably like the better choice to make the list.
Would you be comfortable with Neo making the list over Thanos?
I mean, I don't care. Like I'm not getting anything out of this, guys.
You are. You should be satisfied of having a because this is our group, right? We are the 1/6 pack. We're supposed to be picking our top 5. We should all
like. I already picked.
You picked the
person. I know, but I mean, we've all picked, and we all got to whittle it down now to what are these 2 if we had to pick. I mean, if we're going by majority rule, I would say Thanos is gone because Tom and I have said probably Neo over Thanos. But I want to come to some consensus and make you feel like are you comfortable with Neo over Thanos? I know you'd say Thanos over Neo, but are you comfortable if it didn't go that way? You'd have
I don't
Scarlet Spider, Iron Man 50, and Neo in the top 5.
But I don't have to be comfortable.
Yes, you do. This is the whole point of this list.
We want you to be comfortable.
But
because you want to be comfortable.
But it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter.
I know. Well, none of this matters, but like
I
know. Things.
It doesn't matter.
In the case of life, nothing matters. But.
I like
that. Like if Neo wins over Thanos, like I'm not losing any sleep. I'm not.
I like fighting declare mistrial.
All right, I'm going with Tom, myself, and the audience choice, and I'm saying snapping Thanos.
All right. I mean, it's not going to make my life better or. You know what I mean?
Like, I love you, man.
Oh my god! Right. When we put this up,
they're still just toys, guys. They're just toys. It's okay.
Any better?
Of course they are. It's all okay. We shouldn't even be talking about these things and wasting our lives. But
I want to ask the viewing audience right now if they were to maybe come to a consensus of what their figure of the year would be. I know they agreed with our choice of Maul being number 1, but maybe there was one on this list that didn't quite make it. Like maybe there was like a Yoda or a Shuri or something like that they felt like should be the number 1. If you have it, now's your time to voice that opinion, because I would love to have this is what the audience.
And even after the show's over, if you're watching this tomorrow morning, I know some people have said they're going to watch it while they're eating their Captain Crunch. So if you do, vote down below, and we'll post what we get a consensus for. We may even post something on there so that people can vote on there too, and we'll take into consideration what everybody said here too. But I did get some votes today on PM for Yoda and Dooku, and I did say like they just missed my cut because I didn't have them in hand. So order wise, are we good with this order?
I'm good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think Thor and Mark 50 for me are interchangeable.
Okay, interchangeable, but don't have to be switched necessarily.
Yeah, like definitely Maul would be my number 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scarlet Spider
is on your list. Yeah.
Everything else after that is
okay.
You can move things around.
But Tom, you're good?
Yeah, I'm very happy with this list.
I'm good. That's it.
So there we have it. That didn't take nearly as long as I thought it would. Mainly because TJ just decided it doesn't matter. So this is our list. It doesn't matter, guys. All right.
Here it is. The top 5 doesn't matter best 1/6 figures of 2019. It does matter. Damn it. It does matter.
I agree.
Well, if it mattered, it wouldn't be
Because
Actually,
I think
no,
I'm going to
but
go order this mall now, so it matters to Sideshow. You're welcome, Sideshow. You're welcome, Hot Toys.
All of these are available on Sideshow. Not doing that.
Actually, I might be ordering this from KG Hobby because I think
Thorin.
they have it on sale. So
Which one?
the mall. I don't think you can get the DX of the mall anymore on Sideshow. I think it's sold out.
It's on waitlist.
Yeah, it's on waitlist.
Is the waitlist open?
I don't know.
It's open, but I never luck out with the waitlist because that's what happened with Stan Lee. They messaged me and I didn't check my messages, so I didn't see that I was able to order it and I missed it. So
the Iron Man's still available. I think out of all of these, actually, the Iron Man is still available.
Yeah, I'm good with the Mark 7. I don't need another Iron Man right now.
No,
I may change my mind once I get the Mark 7, but I don't think so. Yeah. Thorn is available.
Where?
Great figure, man. I mean, it's not going to be the type of figure that you order just as a one-off, like, here, I'll put him here to represent Lord of the Rings, or the Hobbit. But
that's how I did it. I ordered Thor, and I had no other Lord of the Rings figures.
That's true. Tom did, but it's a slippery slope, man. You're gonna.
Where's Thorn available?
I think it's on Sideshow.
You didn't get Gimli? No, Thorn's not on Sideshow. I looked.
Oh, he's definitely available still on Asmus side.
Really?
Yeah, Asmus. I don't know if Big Bad has him. I think if you're in the UK, you can get him from Big Chief.
You're right. Wow, Thorin finally sold out. I mean, one of the reasons that led me to buy Thorin, there's two, is a Sideshow said that very limited stock remaining, so I got scared. And then I think it was UTJ, one of you two gentlemen sent me the link to the Asmus website, and they had a great sale, and I got them for...
That's what it was. You had that sale that was incredible.
Yeah. I got a ridiculous deal on both him and Gimli, so...
Right.
I bought them.
And have you not gotten Gimli yet?
Oh, no, I haven't.
You did? Okay. Right.
Okay. But he came out definitely in 2018 or earlier. So.
Yeah. No, I just didn't know if this was the only one you had. So you're just going with the dwarves. That's it. You're just gonna build a.
If they did, I don't know. I'm not as comfortable with the looks of some of the other Fellowship currently. If they did, like Gandalf, I really do want the new Gandalf that they're doing. Mm-hmm. I'm so tempted to get Bilbo from The Hobbit.
Yeah, Bilbo's good except for the hair. It's other than that. Hey, Sabrina's on. Sabrina, we could have used you. Where were you? Bilbo's good. Bilbo's good. It's a good figure.
Yeah,
comes with a lot of stuff. It's cool. I love the tailoring. I just don't love the hair. The way they did it.
Well, hopefully they'll do a crown series of some of those figures because I definitely want Legolas. Legolas is another one that I would buy in a heartbeat. I don't like the figure that's out right now for Legolas.
Yeah, it's a good figure. That hair just kills it, though. It's the same. It's the same problem I had with Bucky. It's like you can't move that. You can move the head, but it's like, it's surgery. You know what I mean? It just sucks. But yeah. All right, this is it. Sabrina, what do you think? You weighing in?
Your name.
This is our top 5, Sabrina. You're just tuning in. This is our top 5. We're trying to get some feedback. This is a great. James says this is a great list of top 4 and Scarlet's.
I know. Get out of here. Get out of here. He's the best figure of the year.
Nestor says no. Nestor, why no?
Yeah, I want to know that too. I want to know why Nestor is saying no.
Mod says Yoda from episode 2 is the best one. It was really good. I know you tuned in late. That almost made my list. I put Leia in front of that only because I own it. And I just have to look at it up close, and I like it and for other reasons. But Yoda was great. Yeah, Sabrina's happy Neo made it. Of course, should have known that. There's probably nothing else in Sabrina's wheelhouse here besides Neo. I'm thinking.
Wick would have been in her wheelhouse. He was on this for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right, guys. So that's it. There's your top 5, at least from us for 2019. Again, let us know what your thoughts are in terms of. I'm going to share something here. I guess I'm not.
I actually was. I didn't think of this in advance, and I would have loved to get it. I would have loved to get what everybody's most excited about in 2020, but maybe we could do that next episode.
Yeah, definitely. There's so much to talk about in terms of like what's come out so far, and we definitely have to have a show just for that. We can just go back to this just so we can do our little.
Hot Toys has been on a crazy roll. Just at the start of this year with dropping like big figures. Like we got Superman last week. That was a huge one that should have come out 6 months ago. But luckily he came out. And then we got Thanos and Aquaman this week. It's been crazy.
Yep. We got that. We'll go into it later because I know we're going to talk about it. But we got the Peter Parker sculpt, which was very controversial. As controversy goes in a hobby of collecting toys. But
always a controversy.
I know.
Pronounced
I mean, I have my problems with it. I don't think it looked good at all. Not at all, but I don't think it looked good overall. I
just don't understand how the first one was.
This is the problem.
Perfect, and the new one is like less than. Like, how is the new one? Just change the hair, leave the face
like.
The same.
How many times did you do that with Captain America? But this time
and they have not nailed that ever. None of the Cap, even the newest one, looks like perfect, and yet Tom Holland, they're like, we have it perfect. Let's try to change it.
Yeah, let's make him look younger with chubby chipmunk cheeks or something like it.
And a fake nose.
Very strange. But we'll go into that, and we'll go into Over Aquaman and all this stuff. I think we're going to try and get a show together next week. I don't want to promise anything though, so you never know. But there is a lot to talk about news wise. So hope you enjoyed joining us for this, even though it really doesn't matter.
Nothing even matters.
But that's our top five. Tell us your top five. Give us your top five. Give us your top one, your two, three, whatever you feel like in the comments. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate everybody who stuck around for the entire thing. And we'll see you next time. Remember to subscribe.
Thank you, guys.